G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Laser Musket 2.0, and the first thing they've messed up with this weapon mod is the thing's name. Like 2.0, it sounds like a software update, when clearly it's a hardware update on the old Laser Musket. I think a better name for this thing would have been the Laser Musket Mark II. Anyways, pettery and nitpickery aside, let's go ahead and actually talk about this thing. So what you're looking at here is just a standard laser musket in function, but obviously with the aesthetics and being updated, you'll actually get increased damage out of it too. You'll find this generally on the Minutemen, so you could potentially argue that the Minutemen have like made some weapon factories or something as they've rebuilt, and they're building these new laser muskets for their troops, probably for the symbolism, because the practicality of the laser musket is really not that great in gameplay at least. But we're gonna have fun with this thing because the laser musket sounds really, really good at 6 or 7 cranks. Yes, 7 cranks. This can go up to 7 cranks, which is awesome because you're going to get a whole lot of damage out of this thing. The only problem is the DPS is going to be quite poor because you've got to wait for all of those 7 cranks between shots if you want to get it at full power, and if you want to use this thing in VATS, it's going to keep rolling the 1 reload shot, and you'll get a lot of good damage for that first one, but you'll have to exit VATS and recharge it again if you want another shot, which potentially you could say that you'd get some of your AP back, but unlike the Gauss rifle, which gives you the maximum damage per round in VATS, it's not the same here. And look, I don't mean to call the laser musket in the vanilla game overrated, but people really seem to like it a lot better than it really is. It's not very practical, but this is going to be better. This is going to be awesome. I don't actually mind using the laser musket, but if you want to kill a lot of things very fast, this is definitely not the weapon we're going to use. So we won't be assaulting the normal Gunner's Plaza today. Anyways, let's not talk about game balance stuff. Let's talk about this particular weapon. First of all, we've got the 3 crank capacitor. This goes from 3 cranks to 7 cranks, so we get an extra gear out of this, which is very nice. So yeah, that'll be 7 times 163 right now. So that's a lot of damage, of course. That's probably going to be enough to kill most foes with a headshot. Obviously the range on this thing without the suppressor, because you can't suppress energy weapons in this game, is going to be pretty good. So provided we can get ourselves into a spot where we can stay nice and hidden at long distance, a headshot with this thing will probably do us really well. You've probably also noticed these particular receivers here, and whether this is an error on the modder's part, I'm not sure, but it's kind of a clue that there's actually unique variants out there, and the mod doesn't tell you on the page, but I know where they are because I looked in the creation kit. I'll get to these in a second, but first of all, we'll crank this up to a 7 crank capacitor, and we'll move on. Can't do anything with the barrel. You can change the stock a little bit from an advanced full stock and a comfort stock for better recoil. Honestly, you don't need to worry about recoil all that much, and I can change the colors now. I think I just shifted some attachment points around, but apparently I can make it yellow if I want to. Interesting. I don't think that should be there. That's probably one of the unique stocks that have just slipped into a standard one here, so don't worry about it. Right now we've got no iron sight at all. This thing is actually incapable of getting iron sight, so if you want a short range sight, then you've got a reflex sight to use. So you can use scopes, including 1 recon scope if you feel like it. We're going to go with a medium scope here. We'll try to use this as more of a sniper role because obviously at close range we're going to get shot at a lot during the reload. And just like the standard laser musket, you can have beam splitters and beam focusers on it. Honestly, I'd never think that the beam splitters, are a good idea, because you're going to split that damage from your weapon into several beams, and if one of them misses, then you're going to lose damage, and you're going to lose damage anyway because all of that damage split up is going to be soaked up by damage resistance quite a lot. And we are using energy damage, which by comparison, due to how the game calculates things, is not going to do as much damage as ballistic, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But we're going to chuck on a tuned beam focuser. And there's also a legendary thing here if you want. I'm tempted to put that on, but I won't because I have restraint for now. But that's our Laser Musket 2.0. Let's talk about getting these things, hey? Okay, so our first location to find one of the unique Laser Musket Mark IIs, yes, Mark IIs, is in Diamond City, and you'll find it over here in the Power Noodles place. There it is, the Jacob Briggs. I'll take that. And the Red Beamer magazine. A huge thank you to Jacob Briggs for being the inspiration for this weapon. And there's an art station site. And I guess he did that as well. That's his laser musket 2.0 in concept there. Good drawing, man. Keep it up. Okay, so the next location for the second unique is in the Glowing Sea. I know it doesn't look like there's a radstorm, but don't worry about it, I've got a mod. So what you'll need to do is find this shack here. This is a place you go to in the main storyline, but just in case you don't know where this is, it's right there, right on the corner. You can't miss it. It's a big old crater. This is where the bomb actually hit, and they've built a town around it, just like what Children of Adam do, right? And you go past all of these mumbling idiots, you'll find Sparky Boom here on this shelf. You sound like Iris. Get out of here. I'm looting this. And also there's a folder here. If you steal that, they'll be pissed off at you, so don't do that. And you're getting a little bit too close to me. And there we go. There's Sparky Boom. We've only got 10 shots for this bad boy, so we're trying to want to make it work. And it looks like we can only crank this one once. We've got to make him count. I guess I could just console command myself these cells though. Righto, so we're outside of Neponset Park today, making our way over to Quincy to shoot at gunners from long distance. And here is a laser musket 2.0 in first person. Looks familiar, doesn't it? And in third person, I think it looks pretty awesome. It's actually a lot bigger than I thought the game was letting on before, because it had that little hand grip there on the front. So, you know, if you're using this in power armor, I think it'll look pretty good as well. It's a pretty oversized looking rifle, and it doesn't really give it away that much in first person either. But that's sort of, you crank it up is what it looks like. And when you fire this thing, oh, I was expecting a little bit more of a bang than just a little bit of quiet echoing reverb. That's interesting. Well, I killed that thing for 1100 damage, and it doesn't seem to... I mean, I feel like we're missing out on sounds. What if I do 6 cranks? That sounded better. It can hear it rumbling now, like it's got 6 ready to go. Then it's all quiet again after 6 cranks. So the 7th... Okay, something's broken here. We might have to fix that because, you know, there's a lot less presence that this thing has if you can't hear the thing go off and sort of rumble along. Because, you know, there's just a little bit of idle noise there. It's hard to notice sometimes, but the gun feels a little bit more alive when it's like that. But as you can tell, the sneak criticals are doing pretty well for me. I don't think I've been nailing headshots the whole time, but that's what it's like. And let's go over to Sparky Boom. No, sorry, the Jacob Briggs. And you'll note that this thing only does 6 damage, but if you start reloading it, it doesn't stop at 6. It doesn't stop. So, there's a song about this. It goes, soldier boy up in it. Oh, watch me crank that, watch me go. Watch me crank that soldier boy, that Superman now. Oh, alright, so we're getting near 100. So that'll be 100 fusion cells for 600 damage. Slash that in half because we're on very hard difficulty. Like I said with the laser musket, it's not very practical. Also, what is that? That's a river rat. Can I one-shot the river rat? Also, no iron sights on this thing. So, yeah. 405 damage for all of that cranking. And that's a sneak critical too, so an almost 4 times multiplier on it. Wow, he's fast. Okay, so I don't know if this is supposed to be a toy because a kid is sitting there. It's got that yellow Nerf gun look about it. Okay, let's not use this one anymore. Also, this one, if you crank it over 6 times, it'll just forget the reverb. I wonder if it'll just sound like a regular old laser musket as I'm chasing this bloody beaver around, the river rat. This is a silly weapon. Let's not use that one anymore. Let's go back to the standard one here just to put this little running bastard out of his misery. There you go, get quick scoped, kid. Alright. I'm gonna cut it here. I'm gonna mess around in the creation kit for a second. Don't get those around. Also, before we get started on gunners, classic holstered weapons, it works. The crank is going into Kira's spinal column, but she doesn't seem to be super worried about it, so maybe it's fine. Alright, so I'm back from my brief holiday from Fallout 4 in the creation kit, and I'm back with some changes to this weapon. So normally this thing wouldn't make a sound when cranked past 6, but now it does, both idle and in firing. So if I fire at this guy here, take his head off for like 300 times 10 damage, something like that, 3,000 I think I saw. And it makes sound, which is sort of squandered by the way the game slowed down, but that's what it sounds like. It's like the 6 crank shot, which just went off now, but it's a little bit more low pitch, just to emphasize the extra power that you're getting out of that shot there. So, you know, doing pretty well here, sniping targets, which I think is what you'd want to do with a sniper rifle, and you know, feasibly the only things that you'd have in any universe, I guess, if it was like hyper realistic, the only weapons that feasibly be hit scan in this game would actually be the laser guns, which kind of begs the question why the US military would want to go ahead and develop plasma guns. Sure, they hit harder, but you know, if your projectiles are literally the speed of light, you don't have to worry about being hit if you can just like put a 1,000,000,000 times scope on something and just shoot someone from miles away. Maybe the lasers lose potency over a long distance, but you know, just build a bigger one. Put it on a tank or something with a big power supply. That way you can just shoot the Chinese people before they even get close. Also, I think I see a Nightkin. I do as well. Now, right now, if a super mutant charged me like this, I kind of want to use VATS at the moment, but him being a cloaked individual, that's not going to work out. And you're an enforcer, so a swing and a miss from you. Probably a little bit unnecessary to get the zoom in there, but that's okay. Do we have anyone else? Doesn't look like it. At least, oh, there's another Nightkin somewhere. Great. All right. We have to go and find him. Maybe we can slip back into caution by the time we get there, but you know, thinking about the tactical advantages of using like a laser beam for a sniper rifle. Yeah, I can barely see him. Tell you what, some people are really good at... Stop it.
Stop! Human is friend.
It was a good attempt. I can't see this bastard. There we go. They're annoying. I don't like Nightkin. In fact, any cloaked enemy in this game is a pain in the ass to deal with, because sometimes you want to be lazy and blast them with a crit and VATS, and obviously that's really not an option here. So I'm going to drop a quick save here because I have not been able to stop crashing while recording this, so... I've uninstalled a bunch of mods, so hopefully the perpetrating mod has been disabled, and now we get to actually shoot stuff without the imminent fear of Todd Howard coming into my house and saying, stop modding Fallout 4, I don't like it when it crashes. I won't listen to him though, I'll keep going. Anyways, so now we're going to try to get some high ground here, and I'm using the laser musket here in Quincy because, you know, the gunners did a lot of terrible things to the Minutemen, so what better way to pay them back with irony than to use a Minuteman weapon, an iconic Minuteman weapon. I've seen the videos out there saying that laser musket makes no sense. Listen, if you have a problem with that, then you could probably pick apart literally anything and try to take out that Assaultron. Not quite, that thing tries to cloak. We'll have a couple of rounds loaded in by the time it starts moving again. We're able to dispatch it there. I think that's kind of a neat thing about a laser musket, is that it's variable power levels. See, I told you I crash all the time. I'm gonna give this a couple more shots. I want to kill at least each of the different enemies in here at least once, you know? Just to pretend that I killed them all in one single go and didn't have to worry about resetting. Anyways, so what we'll do is we'll go straight through the middle here. We'll blast that guy. And I don't want to go up into the church because I know there's going to be a dude there. So if I can pick him off from literally any angle, I will take it. Maybe I'll go through the front door here. Knowing that I took out the gunner on the floor there, on the ground level, I might be able to get away with shooting at the dude up here without anyone detecting me. Yep, we're still in hidden, so, you know, we're doing this all tactical, silent assassin style, and I will use this time to probably grab a position up at the very top of this church just to rain down laser beams from everywhere. But yes, like I was saying before, the ability to know exactly how much damage you need to output to kill your targets, which means your reload cycles can be shorter in a way, which is, you know, particularly advantageous in a situation where if you don't shoot that robot, it's going to cloak and fire a giant laser beam at you. And yeah, we have chockers full of gunners down here, and there it goes again. Okay, third time's the charm, and this will be the last time I try this because honestly, I need some sleep. And look, I think you get the idea of the damage capabilities of this thing by now. I'm gonna make it my mission to try and kill the dude in power armor up top. Also, I gotta remember that these guys are respawning every time I crash, and he ducked. He got his gun out and that made his profile slightly lower there. But now it's on. We're going to be doing this with less sneaking apparently. And again, there's another thing where I just crank it a little bit less, just get enough power out of this thing so I can kill my target, and then we can move on. You could potentially look at that too and say it's less punishing if you miss a shot because you spent less time committing to that there reload. There goes that fella. Alright. We're going to continue. We're going to try to find the power armor person, try to take them out. Where are they? Do I have a VATS visual or anything? There's a gunner captain there. They're sitting down, so that's an easy kill right there. Maybe we'll just use VATS to scope out our targets. That's 1500 against that guy. Is he dead? I think he is. We got that slow down for a reason. And things are looking slightly okay here. Let's try to... They're actually taking pretty effective cover. That one made the fatal slip though. So we'll take her and then we'll just be patient here. Never mind, I keep crashing. That bridge is cursed. Alright, screw it. One last thing before I go. This is Sparky Boom, and I should probably show this thing off to you. Also, it's got a Children of Adam thing on the side, but it looks kind of like a New Vegas loading screen thingy. Anyway, there's a Myler Queen. But not anymore. Yep. We've seen hit scan fat men before, but this one's in laser musket form, so, you know, it kicks a lot of ass, including those people down there who aren't in render distance. Who was that? Who knows? So, yeah, I think the limiting factor here is the ammunition, which I'm not sure if there's a way to actually get that, or maybe you'll have to wait for the ammunition to respawn down there. Also, no sights either, so maybe you want to use VATS or third person to aim a little bit. But, you know, I'm going to waste all of these rounds so you don't have to. Look at that. That one didn't even hit that house that I was aiming at. I'll hit the ridge. Never mind. Not eating that either. There we go. Alright, I think you get the idea of that one. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave things off there. For whatever reason, I just can't seem to fight through that area without the game completely crashing. I might need to take a look at my load menu and fix a few things here, or maybe it's the mod itself. Although I did uninstall the mod and run around for a little bit, I still got the crash. So there's probably some type of enemy that's spawning in that's causing issues. I'll have to take a look at that. But regardless, I think this is a good weapon mod, and I would highly recommend downloading it because it's really the power level increase that the laser musket really needed to be an endgame weapon. And, you know, if you could get an instigating variant of that, I think you'd be in good shape. So we're back at base. Everyone else is out at the moment, so I guess we'll go to the bar and get this ice cold nuker extreme. Yeah, that's nice. And maybe pet the The gulpy. We can push the gulper.
Get the hell out of my face.
Oh my god, look at it getting up. Poor gulper. Don't push Gulpy. That's his name, by the way. He's the pet. We got him in our base. Anyways, that's all nothing though. If you want to check out this mod, link will be in the description if you want. Yeah. Download it. It's good stuff. Good mod. We recommend. Thank you for watching. Got nothing else to say. Bye.